Hi, it's Fredster here again. Today we're looking at this problem with my Evoque 2014 and what happened was my wife just said that there was a really loud noise when she just drove out of the driveway, and it came out of nowhere. It was just like a really loud knocking sound from the rear left of the vehicle, and when I drove it, I honestly thought the suspension was going to fall off or one of the wheels was going to fall off. It just sounded like a real big mechanical issue where I thought either a spring had gone or the wheel nuts weren't tightened enough. So I checked the wheel bolts, they were all fine, they were tight. Checked the suspension, that was all fine, the spring was fine, but it really sounded like a mechanical issue. Turns out actually, after looking at this warning light that appeared on the dashboard where the adapted dynamics fault was, quick Google would suggest that I've had a failure of one of the ride height sensors. Now you could tell which one it was because it was the left hand side rear that was knocking, and I thought, it doesn't sound like a sensor, it sounds like a mechanical issue because the knocking was really loud. Anyway, the problem was actually this, because as soon as I replaced it, it stopped. So this is the part that I took off, and there's two of them, one on each side of the back. This is the one that I took off, which was faulty, and it's very easy to remove. All you need is a jack the car up, and then you need an 8mm socket to remove two bolts. Now, one thing to bear in mind when you do this repair, this part here, when you remove and put the new one on, it's actually a rubber grommet, so you don't actually have to unscrew the attachment from the suspension arm, which I'll show you in a second, but you will need to just give it a bit of a tug because that rubber grommet is quite tight, and on the new one it was even tighter, so I needed a bit of grease to put into that hole to force it through, but it can be done. So for the repair, there are two of these, one on each side, a left and a right. Make sure you order the correct one. I didn't really want to pay Land Rover £100 odd for a new one, so I got one off of eBay for £26, and it works perfectly well. So under the car, just here, you can see where I fitted the new one. All it is two bolts that you can see there. Those are the two 8mm bolts, and then there is a connector up there, an electrical connector, which you might need a small screwdriver to push in the lug to unplug it, but basically you just unplug it by pulling it out. And then once you've undone those two bolts, the whole thing falls away, and it's only attached by this. I'll show you. It's attached there. And that is like a bolt sticking out the suspension arm, but you don't have to remove it. You literally just push it on and off, because it's this end here, that is just a rubber grommet. So as I said, I needed a bit of grease on there to push it through, but it can be done, and that is the correct way that it should be sitting. There is another one on the other side over there, which is pretty much exactly the same, so make sure you order the correct part, and that's how it looks when it's fitted. So yeah, I just drove the car after fitting this, and that knocking has completely disappeared, and that fault on the screen there had also disappeared, so I know it's fixed. So anyway, hope this helps. See you soon. Bye.